Hello and welcome to Rauta's Black Metal Review. This time we go to Greece with a band called Septuagint. This is a curious one because it doesn't really sound like a Greek black metal band at all. I'll tell you this much. You've already probably gone through the bands like, Varatrom, Rottenkreis as the most, and a bunch of those other bands like Necromantia and so forth. And as you know, most Greek bands, including Zemial and whatnot, Kabir, have the kind of a Greek sound to it. Warm, very Mediterranean, as opposed to, say, more cold and grim Nordic sound. Okay, I'm not gonna just use pure strength and twist this one out of the box. This curious one is actually supposed to be here anyway. So you have here the lineup information of Septuagint. How to pronounce it, I have no idea. And here is the lineup. So black and white packaging, and here it is. Odium records as well as Cult record, KVL records, I guess it's supposed to say here. So black and white, but the focus on white. And here's the CD, and then finally the booklet. So as I was saying, Greek black metal, but the kind of unusual way of doing that. That is not, of course, totally unheard of. I mean, bands like Raven Cult are totally not sounding like Greek black metal, yet very much black metal in a good fashion, that is. So this joins that rather uncommon fray and brings us the debut album, Acosmic Conflagration. Here it is. Let's take a look at the band's Metal Archive site. So for Septuagint, there are a couple of bands. One power metal from the Netherlands, but don't get confused. This one is the black metal one from Greece. Originally started under a different name a few years earlier, but that one only has like one demo-ish release out, so doesn't really matter. What matters is that this one started in 2011 and one album out and some smaller releases prior to that. Maybe that's the reason they skipped pretty much demo phase, because they already had this predecessor out there with a release. So this band contacted me recently, like if I was interested in reviewing their music, and of course I am, without even checking out the genre. Why? Because new metal always attracts me, even music beyond metal, obviously. But when it comes to metal and black metal, even more so from Greece, color me interested even further. Even if it's not like my favorite country of all times when it comes to black metal. I mean, I'm talking about my favorite bands and albums here. A lot of Greek black metal is just quality work. So there you have it. So this one has been there for almost 14 years now, or roughly 14 years, and now it's time for the album, which already came in late 2024, September. So this one includes 5 tracks and 35 minutes, so rather on the lengthier side of things. And usually I'm not a big fan of that, but these guys somehow nail it very, very nicely. So when I say that the Greek is more known for the, warm Mediterranean sound, for the lack of a better word, this is indeed something different. And I was thinking, putting my finger on it, and I was like, but there are no real bands that really come to my mind, except maybe one. And that is Mayhem after the Mysterism Satanas era, when they went totally different direction and started creating rather unusual black metal sounds. Unfortunately, albums like Grand Declaration of War didn't do much for me. I never liked the album, and even so nowadays. This is always like, what if Mayhem actually started doing some great black metal, or at least good black metal, after the Mysteries, after Wolfslayer Abyss and all. And somehow this reminds me of that. But I'm not saying these are similar, like for example with the Mysteries, but the certain kind of wicked ways, the kind of twisted turns and all those places, while maintaining the sinister core, evil sounding, like something bad is about to happen, somebody is going to get killed, or some kind of demons are gonna come in. This is the kind of a feeling what I'm getting from this album. So it's very, very dark and very malicious in nature, and that is something that resonates me automatically. Now, it doesn't really hurt that the album actually has good production. It actually emphasizes the feeling that this is for real. This is not just some raw sounding demo-ish stuff like with nice ideas, but not fitting production. This production fits this kind of music very, very well. But there are some minor buts. These are very, very minor things, so nothing too negative. But I'm saying the vocals could be a little bit more, I don't know, dominating. They could be more raspy and all that stuff. Now it seems like a little bit held back. And because of the musical nature is very sinister, I kind of hope the vocals would be even more demonic, for lack of better words. So there are things. Another thing here is, while the memorability is very, very much hand in hand with the twists and turns and this kind of a nasty, malicious sounding overall feeling, individual riffs don't really stick to your brain so easily. Maybe it will require lots of more listens and all that stuff, but that's like one of the smaller complaints out there. Overall, I would say this is definitely a good album, a strong one, which probably will resonate with a lot of you who are more into the evil sounding black metal, as opposed to, say, the kind of a violent stuff what Marduk used to do or still do, or bands that go overly atmospheric with soothing tempos and, you know, all that stuff, which is sometimes nice, but doesn't really sound that much like black metal. To me anyways. So I'm definitely more into this than any of those green metal bands who want just nature and nice soothing 14-minute tracks with no great riffs and all. Some people say music is all about emotion, but I kind of have to disagree with a little bit. Or at least to say emotion is even better, even stronger when you have something more to it. That's just kind of atmospheric soundscape, if you will. So for me, this is already like, sign me up for its continuation. Obviously, because this album is only a few months old, nothing is probably coming out soon. But totally, color me interested. This is a good album with solid evil sounding, you know, songs and great execution. Just more evil power to these vocals, and it's right there. So give it a go. Links are provided in the description box. What are you waiting for? Start listening, stop this video and all. Bye bye.